Hello, and welcome to another Silver Screen Filmmakers Club workshop. We are glad you are joining us today. The information provided to you today is brought to you by the Stage Incubator, along with our sponsor, the Indiana Arts Commission. This is also brought to you in partnership with the Center for Urban and Regional Excellence at Indiana University Northwest and Folk Art, the Volunteers Office for Community Accessibility Resources and Training.
Hi everyone, if I can have everyone's attention. Thank you. All right. So I'm sorry that you all will have to squint to look at the screen, but we're recording this session. So you'll be able to see it when you get home. You'll be able to watch the recording a little bit later. So you'll be able to see it full screen. All right. I will introduce myself in a few. But is everyone excited?
Yes.
Are you excited? Thank you so much for joining me today on this Friday, hot Friday, and giving me 2 hours of your time. Today, we're going to cover a number of things, but I want to sort of whet your palate to be able to think creatively. Okay? Again, like I said, if you can't hear me, let me know. I will slow down.
Where's the camera?
You know, I don't know, but I do want to ask a favor. We do have a camera on my laptop, but I do want to ask a favor. We're not the only ones in this room. We actually have a few people joining us via Zoom. So if everyone can do me a favor and just say really loudly, hello to our classmates on Zoom. If everyone can join me, 3, 2, 1. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
She said hi. I just heard her. So we have a few people joining on Zoom.
I have a question.
Yes. All right, JJ, you go first.
Okay, if they can join you on Crystal, why we couldn't join you on Zoom?
Well, actually, one of them is not here. Like they're not in the States.
And out of the United States?
They're in Florida.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I got to go tell them. I'll get on the boat.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it was in Aurora, and it was over at 3, and there was no way I could schedule at 3.
Well,
I had
yeah.
called, but who do we call when we have to, like, ask a question or something comes up?
Yes, we there is a number to call, but
I did call, nobody called.
nobody. Yeah, so
2 or 3 days.
yeah, what we will make sure. So part of it is some of these upcoming sessions, and I'll talk about this a little bit later.
Yeah.
This class is a hybrid, so we're only going to do 2 in person. This class, and then it's one other class in August. The rest of them, you'll have, and I'll talk about this a little bit later where we explain it, but you have asynchronous learning, which is where it's on demand. You can go into our class platform, and I'll show you how to log into that, and you'll be able to watch the lesson anytime. Then we will have what we call synchronous learning, but it's office hours. Well, I will be leading a workshop online, and you can watch it with me. And you can ask me any questions any questions, and I'll give you answers.
What's your office hours?
It's on the schedule. So we'll walk through it in a minute. The course schedule. You should have received it. Tatiana printed it out. Yep. So this big document, we'll talk about it in a second. But the big document that Tatiana handed out is this course schedule. It lays out every date and what we're doing. Yes.
I see no hours. I see the office hours, but I don't see no time.
So it's the same time.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, it's 3 to 5. It's 3 to 5.
That's what I thought.
So every session that is office hours, 3 to 5, same time as this. The other ones you can watch anytime. That's the 18th. Okay? But we'll talk about that a little bit later. I'll go into detail. Can you bring me out an extra one of those? It could be any size font. All right. So can I get a hand up in the air? No fingers, just hands. For who knows what Canva is? Has played in Canva, experience? Okay, so we got quite a few that have played in Canva. How How many have not? You're completely new to it. Okay. All right. So we're going to explore the world of Canva, but it's basically, I call it a faster way to do graphic design. And there is graphic design in our everyday world. From newspapers. A lot of people don't know that they do newspapers in a program called Adobe Illustrator and Adobe InDesign. They design the layout. Graphic design goes from everything. So you see the room numbers on the, like as you go to a classroom, those room numbers, there's designers that design that. They have to design it in such a way where it's easily readable and where it's pleasing to the eye. And there are certain things that make it accessible. So those that have certain reading disabilities or learning disabilities, visual impairments, they have to design it in a certain way. So graphic design we actually use every day. What can anyone tell me the shape of a stop sign? A stop sign. What's the shape of a stop? It's octagon. Yep. So it's designed in a way where you can visually see it and know what it means. Right? When you see a stop sign, you don't even have to read the word stop. You know what it means, right? And that's because it's ingrained in you. You're seeing that's the impact of graphic design. It allows you to be able, number one, when you design graphics, you're teaching people or showing people where you want them to look, where you want them to pay attention, where you want the emphasis drawn. You're also visually communicating in a graphic way. So that's what graphic design. So I'm excited about introduction to Canva. I am a graphic designer. Been doing it for a long, long, long time. But Canva, I've actually was part of the first adopters of Canva. So I've been with Canva since 2013, and I actually sell templates on Canva. So I was there when it got started with just very few tools, and they've grown drastically to where you can create movies, you can do voiceovers, you can create graphics, magazines.
Is that all free or do you have to pay after a while?
Free.
It's all free.
So it's all free. Now they do have a paid option. So I use a paid option, but the paid option just gives you more access to different things. So the free option, for example, just off the top of my head, the free option will give you access to 500 pictures, while the paid option gives you unlimited. I'm going to show, and in fact, this picture, so one of the things that they integrated into Canva is AI. Does everyone know what AI is? All right. All right. So Canva has the ability for you to be able to type in what you want to create a picture of, and it'll create it for you. This picture here, I use words to create the picture. I typed in, I wanted senior citizens from the age of 60 to 65 who are multicultural with an ethnic facilitator. I literally typed that in, and that's the picture it came up. Okay.
Type it into AI?
I typed it right into Canva. Canva has an AI generator. And you type in the word. So you can type in bumblebee with diamond wings.
But is that only on the page for AI?
No, they offer you for free. Now, sometimes it limits how many results you have. So the pro account, because I have a pro account, the pro account allows me to do unlimited generations. And then it will take also my words and create a script for me. It'll take my words and create other documents. So it just, but we're gonna learn free, get free now. And then if you want to add to it.
I thought AI was, you can talk to it.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of typing the words, couldn't I just talk?
Yes, well, so if you talk to it, like say for instance, if you have, what kind of computer do you have at home?
I got what, Windows 12?
You have a PC or you have a laptop? Do you have a
I got
laptop?
all of
Okay.
them. I got all of them.
Okay, do you do voice control for your computer?
No, every time you talk to me, I say, shut up. I just asking you. I'm just asking you
Yeah.
about this.
So
class.
AI,
I started talking to it. If you tell me how to
Yeah.
talk to it, I'll talk to it. But
Right.
I don't like that thing talking to me.
Bro, Canva won't talk to you. It won't talk to you. But if you type it in for Canva. But if your computer is set up for you to verbally, right, dictate to it. That because some people that have hearing impairments, or are visually blind, they have where it's audio capability. And they control where it goes by using this system.
But you can type it in also, you don't have to just picture.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I do need to mention, we are in this wonderful facility, Indiana University, with the organization Center for Urban and Regional Excellence. They are one of our partners. And also the Volunteer Office for Community Accessibility Resource and Training. They're one of our partners. So that's called VOCAR. And VOCAR I actually volunteer with. It's an organization in which we go out and train to varying audiences of different abilities. But we also have a rental warehouse where we rent out wheelchairs and things to help people get into the bathtub, those kind of things, accessibility tools. So those are some of our partners. Our sponsor is Indiana Arts Commission, and they have been amazing in helping to bring this class to life. Again, I just want to point out, those images I created by typing in the words. So I created that using AI. I know, right? That's why I was so excited. So I just to introduce myself finally. My name is Gretchen Sipp. I'm one of your facilitators. I use the term facilitator loosely. I look at teaching as I'm just a guide. Has anybody ever gone on a hike or gone to a museum and you have a tour guide that takes you through and they point out different things you need to know and where you should go and what you should watch out for? That's the way I look at facilitators. That's my role. So I'm here just to guide you along your journey through Canva. I have over 15 years of teaching and training experience. Part of the reason why I got into teaching and training is because I do have a learning disability. And so I had to reformat material so that I could. And I actually started doing that here in Indiana University back in 1999. I redid the computer manuals. And so I worked in the computer lab for many years, but they actually took my materials at the time because they were great and because people could use them. And I used them in the computer lab all the time. So I got into training because I could help people. Well, just to go back, I do have a specialty in graphic design, and I am a classically trained pianist. Now, I should have adjusted this. This is Jessica Renslow. She is the other person. I call her my better half because I don't know how she does it with 2 kids, a husband, a dog, and all of the things that she does. But Jessica Renslow is the other half of this course. She is going to be teaching the filmmaking portion. She's an award-winning writer and filmmaker, has in fact 2 films right now in film festivals. So she's going to be teaching you how to create film using your phone. And we're going to integrate what we do in Canva for my part and her part. And you're going to create your movie poster for your movie that you're going to create. All right. So at the end of this in October, we're going to do a big showcase. And like I was telling some of the classmates earlier, we're going to blow up those movie posters that you create. And they're going to be like your marquee. And we're going to have them displayed out on easels so that everyone can see your work. And then you get to come in, people get to come in, we'll have you invite your friends and family, and people will watch the movie that you create. All right? So we're going to utilize Canva a lot, but we just want you to sort of think outside the box, encourage you to dream big, and just enjoy the world of creativity. All right? So I do have a few, I call them rules, but they're not really rules. They're just the B's. So one is be present, others be engaged, lastly be patient. So my first B that I ask whenever I'm doing a class, if you can, limit distractions and listen actively. So if you have, I have you bringing out your phones. If you need to take a phone call, if you can give me the church finger, excuse yourself out the door, that is great. Just please, while we're learning, if you could be actively listening with us and participating. Next, be engaged. Ask questions. Ask as many questions as you want. Now, JJ, you already started. But what we got here, now you can ask as many questions as you want, but we want to ask you to be respectful of others and give everybody a time. All right, so that we can get all of our questions asked. And lastly, be patient. I always tell people, regardless of what age or what ethnicity or what background I'm teaching, technology is technology. It's not always easy. Sometimes it can be a little bit intimidating, but it can also be fun. You're learning something new, stretching your brain cells. So we want to make this a fun course. You are creative, and we want you to have something to show for it. All right. Now, we have a first icebreaker session. So I want you all to get to know each other, but we're going to do it in the context of what we're going to be covering. So I want to ask you, we're going to go around the room, and this is a little bit discussion. I want to get your juices going. We're talking about, we're going to create a film. We're going to create a movie, right? So your challenge for this discussion, I want you to think about what movie, if they made a movie of your life, what would it be? What would it be? What would be the title? All right. So I'm gonna give you a little time to think about it. If I had a little Jeopardy music, I'd play that right now. But if you thought about your life, what would be the name of the movie of your life? And what would it be about? All right. Give you a little bit of time to think about it. And then when we talk about it, I'm gonna have you introduce yourself so that everybody can know who's in the room. And then we'll talk about the title. All right. Now, do I have any volunteers that know, like, boom? You can even tell me who you would get to play you in the movie. Yep.
I volunteer.
All right, JJ, you got one?
Okay, it's about life about me. I got my title is Joy or JJ.
Okay.
My name is Joycelyn Jones, and I was the first Black woman electrician and electronic technician for the steel mill and for the Army, Air Force, and the Army and the Army.
All right now.
I was E5 and I was job class 22. I had to do electrical and motor inspector work. And that's what I did before I was going to open my own business and I had a stroke. But when I was in the service, I rode down the mountain. You know, I was on my way to Germany. I rode down the mountain. That messed me up the first time.
Well, you have quite a story.
But see, all this I'm gonna write about.
Yes.
And then now I'm just rolling with the flow. I found Jesus and I'm happy and everything is lovely. And I met all these lovely people and life is good.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Joy. Any other volunteers? Jane. See, don't make me call them. It is. You got it? All right,
My name is Tracy Walton Rogers, and my movie will be about Black nationalism or self-determination. And let's see, I think the title of my movie would be Unfulfilled because I wanted to be a dancer when I grew up, when I was little. I always wanted to play piano. I never did get those opportunities to do that. Well, I did dance somewhat, but not get the training that I wanted from the very beginning. So didn't quite make it.
I like that. That sounds like an interesting movie, Tracy.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. So do we have any other volunteers? Yes.
Well, I haven't really through yet, but I think I might go with something like chapter books because my life has been fragmented a lot into some very different scenarios and
That's a great
stories.
idea.
And, I was an apprentice electrician at Pullman Standard for a couple of years, so maybe we can talk that. Yeah.
Well, does anybody want to know what her name is?
Oh, I'm sorry.
We share now.
You said GB, and it's like, I go by GBM.
She go by
and Brian,
GBM.
So
You go by
GB will be
Yeah, they're right up there on the back table. Anyone else? Can I hear about anybody else's movie?
I'll do mine.
All right, Barbara.
My name is Barbara Critton Green, and the title of my movie would be The Life of a Christian Psychologist.
Okay.
I have, I struggle with which one is more of the priority. My life as a Christian, my life as a clinical psychologist. I just retired after 40 years of practicing as a clinical psychologist. I got my doctorate in 1983. So I would, and this isn't what I'm going to do for the class, but just to know about me. I've been in so many different settings. I've had the honor of sitting with people telling their story, children up to elderly, working with people who were stricken with strokes, disabilities over here at Methodist Hospital. I had my own private practice from 2008 to just now. I'm closing my doors, and it's been quite a journey. Yeah. But woven throughout that whole journey, I have never just utilized my academic training. I have always relied on my Christian faith. Even when I couldn't speak of it, I prayed for my clients. And as God would have it, I would run into some of them in the real world, and they'd be like, I know you're from somewhere. And I was like, yeah, I know. And then it would click. And that was at church. And quite a few of them gave me their testimony of how they found the Lord. And I felt like it was due to some of my prayers. So that's what it would be about, guys.
All right. Can I do one more? Sandra, you ready?
Oh, I'm not sure if I'm ready or not. Hi, I guess I can go. My name is Sandra. I'm not sure what kind of movie I would make. It would just be something happy, something joyful, something uplifting. The title of my movie would be maybe Gratitude, something like that. Just being grateful for just the small things in life, because we take a lot for granted. And, there's a lot of people that are suffering and they're not blessed as much as, some of us are. And just to be thankful and grateful for the little things in life.
Gratitude. Is there anyone else before? All right.
My name is Sandra with the youth. And mine will be Traveling by Grace, because I think God has marked the paths that I have taken in life. And sometimes I can't even imagine how I got there, but I know that it was pre-planned. So I ended up as a teacher. I retired after 40 years. I didn't expect that, but I was put there. And taught art. And then I ended up here in the Midwest. And I've been from the West to the East Coast and to the Midwest. So I've traveled, but I think it's all been by grace because I've had things happen in my life and been pulled through it.
That is amazing. That was by grace. So as each of you were talking, one of the things that at least, because I'm always, my brain, I think in colors, I think in pictures. So when I'm listening, like Traveling by Grace, I see an open road, but I also see words coming down the road, and maybe it's a woman standing there. So as I'm hearing, with gratitude, what that looks like from the colors, like an orange, like a burnt orange or a purple that comes through there. The things that I want you to sort of start just massaging your brain about when you're thinking about what you're going to have in your movie. What is the theme of it? What is the title of it? What does it feel like? We're going to talk a little bit about color theory and how colors invoke certain emotions and tell a certain story. We're going to talk about pictures and layout and composition, how you want to control where people are looking on that graphic and how you tell the story. And we'll see a couple examples today about that. Any questions before we move on? Yes. Karen.
In the prior class, we were told initially to envision our movie only being 3 or 4 minutes. Is there a constraint about length for this?
We're working on that. So Jess is still massaging what that's going to look like, because we do want to make it where it's part of it is we actually would like to submit something because of short films. We would like to submit them for different awards and things of that nature. So we're still massaging what that time period is going to look like, how long it will be, what that registration is. So, but you can tell a lot. You can tell a major story in 3 to 4 minutes. So, and it starts with what people see first. So, for instance, I like the Marvel Universe. I like even Star Wars. You know a Star Wars movie by seeing the first initial picture, maybe even the font of the text that they use for Star Wars on that movie. So think about certain things from the text on down that would invoke what you're trying to pull off in that film. All right. So we're going to talk a little bit about what you need for the class. And I know some.
Rita, who is from Florida, has her hand raised.
Oh, yes. Rita, can you hear us? Let me see.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Oh, okay. I had wanted to introduce myself and I had a question.
Yes.
Okay, so I was trying to find the name of this chemical process, but I've always thought about my life and what I wanted to do as this chemical process. You know that water, the chemical equation for water is H2O, which means there are 2 gases that come together to make a liquid. They come together, but then they're still whole. You can separate them again. So my career has been in social service. And so that means that I meet people and my goal is to have an effect on their lives, but then I have to go on and they have to go on. And hopefully that effect has been good. So everything that I've done, that's how I think of it. How can I come alongside, make a positive effect? That person go on stronger, better. I go on stronger, better. That's it.
Thank you. Yeah. So what would be a name of the movie that would encompass that? Like what would be the name of what your movie would be?
When I find out the name of that chemical reaction, that's what it would be. Catalyst, that's what it is.
Oh, catalyst. All right.
Catalyst.
Thank you. That's a good title. That's a good title. Yes.
Okay.
Usually on the screen, when we had the Zoom classes, you could actually see them.
With let me see if I can do that in this one.
I had my camera off, but I'll turn it on if you want.
Because part of it is I'm sharing my screen right now. So and then now because I'm sharing my screen, am I still sharing on Zoom?
I still see resource needed for the course. That's your screen.
Yeah. So if this is I just want everyone, this is who is actually watching us. Now I'm gonna throw it back to our presentation, but everyone want to they're waving hi, Rita. They're waving hi. All right. So they'll see you all a little bit later.
All right.
Happy you were camera ready.
All right.
All right. So there are a few resources that you will need. And to our online group, we will be sharing this deck along with the recording of this as well. This is all of the things that you should have to be able to pull this class off. One being some kind of technology. Easy cell phone, laptop, desktop, tablet, anything that can get you connected. Internet access. You can use Canva on your phone. You don't necessarily have to have Wi-Fi, but it is a lot faster when you're connected to Wi-Fi or internet. Next, you'll need an email account. And I'm sure pretty much everybody has one because you needed one to sign up for the class. So you need an email account. Part of that is for you to be able to access our online class portal and also for the Canva account. Next, the Canva account, which we will show you how to set up today.
And this Moodle too.
And Moodle, yeah. And then lastly, willingness to learn. So as long as you're willing to learn, you're all right with me. All right. All right. So this is our formal welcome to introduction to Canva. We're going to be covering the basics of Canva. We may get a little bit into some of the advanced features, but it goes all depending on how the class flows. All right. So our course overview. This portion of the course. So the overall course is SilverScreener Filmmaker. This portion is Introduction to Canva. This part is 7 weeks. So you're stuck with me from now to August. And then you get my partner, Jess, who will come in and teach about film. All right. So it's specifically designed for those that are new to digital design. Each week, we'll explore different aspects of poster design, from layout to typography to color theory and theme selection. So does everyone know when I say typography, what that means?
No,
Lettering.
Lettering, exactly. So
What was it?
typography.
Lettering.
So
Okay, that's what I
essentially
did.
when you see this resource here, the typography is this lettering, it's the font, okay? I use the font, I call it it's a sans serif font, so it means it has no feet, okay? When it has little feet, like Times New Roman, or like when people draw their number ones, and they have the feet, that's serif. Means it got a tail.
we gotta do that again.
Okay, so this, the C on the course schedule, and everyone on Zoom, I'm showing the course schedule. And the font that I chose, it's a sans serif. So basically, when you say sans, that means without feet.
What's
Oh.
the fee?
Feet. Okay, so have you seen Roman numerals?
This one,
Okay.
this one has serif, so. Like, if you look at the letters, how there's little.
No, I'm not seeing that.
So you call it.
You know, like that little line across the J.
Yeah.
Are sans serif fonts considered to be more accessible to people with
Absolutely.
visual access?
Absolutely.
And this is
Sans serif, so without feet, are more accessible. So, for instance, technically, when you see Indiana University Northwest, let me pull this.
serif is what those things are called, but this is.
Right. So, everyone see this Indiana University Northwest? Okay. Do you see the feet? The bottom, so the ends, the I's, the T's, see the bottom? Those are the feet. So this is a serif font.
This would be sans serif, it'd just be an I.
Does that make sense? So if you compare this font to what you see on your course schedule, there's a difference. It doesn't have those feet.
What does that have to do with something?
Sans, S-A-N-S, serif, S-E-R-I-F. I-F. Serif, serif.
So is that true for lowercase as well as uppercase?
Yes, yes. And part of the reason why I use sans serif is because I designed for accessibility. So if people have learning disabilities, if people have visual impairments, it is easier for them to see sans serif or the ones with no feet than it is for them to see the ones with feet. Sometimes, for instance, have you ever heard of astigmatism? People who have astigmatism, if they drive at night, they see all the like the light flares out and like touches, and so you can't see the lines from the street. That's essentially what sans serif or with serif with the feet. When people read those and they have visual impairments, these connect, and so they can't see it to differentiate the letters. Same thing, for instance, as you notice on the course schedule, I use blue font, blue color for the font at the top. People who have dyslexia can pick up blue before they can pick up other colors. Even black. If it's a deep blue, it's a difference in what they see. Or if I want them to read something, I put it against a blue background. So it's, yeah.
Because I find that all of these things that are being printed
Mhm.
with white letters on a dark background, I don't even try to read them.
You can't see it. You can't see it. So too, that's also, it's all depending on what some people's visibility is. So I designed for people who have color blindness. And a lot of men are colorblind.
Right.
So I know not to put a pink into something because it's going to look a different way to them. They're not going to be able to see. So all depending on who your audience is, you design for who you're trying to reach. So I will create multiple versions of a document in different ways so that my various audiences can read it and be able to take in the information. So those are some of the things we're going to think about while we take the class. All right, so there's a lot of little pieces, here. Anyone have any questions? All right, so the yes, I'll get here.
Well, yeah, you may have to give me a question limit. So I'm looking at this that I copied from the online, and up here, there's no serif.
Right.
The U is just like
It's sans
this.
serif, yep.
Down here, though, it's still sans serif, but the U has that little
Tail on it.
you know, how we learned in grade school. What's the difference between something like this that's more rounded and something like this that's a little more traditional?
Right.
When would you use one versus the other?
So, let's you get into technicality. All right, so there is a difference in when you use them. Now, I would say for me personally, I don't do that. I design training material for right now the state of Illinois. It is a no-no. It would not have passed ADA check.
Which one, the rounded?
To actually even mix them up. Because that's a public facing document. And it has to go through a screen reader. And like for instance, with the project that I'm on right now, the state of Illinois, the people.
That's your name
tag is there. Okay. I know. Because we have people who have visual impairments, they have to be able to use their screen readers on their computers, right? And then they also need paper documents. You would use the same font, just bigger for the header and the body of the text. I also would stay away from that. For those kind of documents, I use Open Sans font because it's easier. It's ADA compliant. Calibri fonts like those are ADA compliant. And so that means anybody with any ability can do it. I would say that.
I understand what you're saying. You're talking about when you got the font and it's got all of the, and this is a shell or
Yeah.
different type. Well, why you didn't say that?
You know what I'm saying? But you got it though. You got it.
Okay, let's go.
All right, so the basics that you need to take this class is you just need basic computer literacy. All right. All right. So our course requirements. This for introduction to Canva, we will have weekly exercises. Okay. So our weekly exercises start on the Friday that you're in class or at home. It'll start on that Friday and you have till Thursday, the following Thursday. Then the next assignment will go up. Now I'm not cutting off access to any courses. So if you don't get them done, you just have to make them up. We're trying to make it easy for you to be able to get through it and be able to design. But I want you to play around. That's one of the things I've learned in teaching and training is people need to play in the system. So that we will have weekly exercises. Tatiana, is somebody online? Rita.
Yes. I had a question because all I can see right now is your screen and all that other stuff you just talked about. I get it all.
Okay. All right. So I will come back. Remind me in our Q&A and I'll talk about that a little bit more. But we'll also talk about the different font types when we actually get into the typography class or typography. Because I'm going to go into detail about it.
All right, cool.
I'm not to do too much right now, but I'll go into detail about it a little bit later. All right. Okay. So we'll have weekly exercises. Those weekly exercises, I give you step-by-step of what to do inside of Moodle. And you will do the instructions in Canva. Okay. Then you also have weekly online discussions. So I'll just pose a simple question inside of what I call our LMS, our learning platform, and you just answer it. We're going to keep it real simple. I just want to keep the conversation going. And also to make sure if you have any questions, we can answer that. And then lastly, we sort of talked about the final project. So all of your exercises are going to give you plenty of practice to be able to design the movie poster for your film. So we want to make sure that you get plenty of practice, and also we'll have a part where we do peer feedback, where we're going to share the poster with your classmates, and everybody can look at it and see, okay, oh, this looks good, or maybe you should change this font, or just feedback to see what you will want to include from that feedback. Okay. So our course objectives, what we will talk about. One, we're going to understand the fundamentals of graphic design principles. All right. So the fundamentals, that's things like alignment, proximity. So where something should be placed on the poster compared to something else. You'll notice, for instance, when you see a sign, you have a header. That's usually big, right? And then you have a subheader. And the subheader is smaller in size, but not super small, like the body of your document. That is what you call proximity. You're guiding someone's eyes to look at that header first. One, because of its size. Two, because of where it's placed. So we'll talk about those things more. Next, we'll learn how to navigate and utilize Canva's tools effectively. Like I mentioned, Canva has AI in it. It has voiceover in it. It's so many things you can do in Canva. It has a lot of tools, and we'll talk about those. You can create movies in it. Next, we'll develop skills in layout design, typography, and color theory. So that's what I talked about. We're going to talk about typography, which is basically different fonts and what they invoke and when you should use them. We'll also talk about color theory. So for instance, if I say the word McDonald's, what colors come to mind?
Red and yellow.
Red and yellow. And if I say the word McDonald's, and you think of the colors, some may have a positive reaction, some may have a negative reaction, right? All right, so let's say Nike. If I say the word Nike, what color? Black and white. Oh, let's see. What's another brand? Adidas too. So those different colors invoke certain things. Now, there's also, and we won't get in too far into this, but when it comes to branding, how many of you have iPhones? All right, what is the classic thing that goes with any iPhone? What do you, when you think iPhone, what picture or image do you think? Apple. With a bite out. Now, do they sell fruit?
No.
Sell fruit. Do they sell anything dealing with anything edible? But yet they chose to choose an apple and the bite out of it. Now, I won't go into too far into detail, but their company's mission isn't even to sell technology. It's to sell an image. Those that choose Apple products are set above the rest. That's what they sell. They don't sell phones. It's not anywhere in their mission statement. They don't sell phones, they don't sell laptops. None of that is in their mission statement. They sell a prestige and a confidence that's perceived. But their technology, I mean, it's questionable. It's questionable. Yes, I'm an Android person, but at the same time, I've dealt with Apple products for a long time. I see all my friends buying apps. I have to buy all these apps for my kid to use a calculator. And I'm like, you could have had an Android and then had it. So we're going to talk a little bit about those things, colors, what they mean, what they invoke. If I say the word purple, what does it tell you? What's some of the things that come to mind when I say purple?
The Lakers.
The Lakers. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Royalty. Right.
Yeah.
What gender do you assign to purple? Exactly. Now, can men wear purple?
Yes.
But we assign a gender automatically. So we think of those things when we think of color, what that's going to invoke. We talk about a movie poster, right? Next, we'll talk about gaining proficiency in incorporating images and graphics into posters. And I'll show a little bit of an example in this deck today, in this presentation today. But incorporating images and graphics into posters. You want to make sure your images are good quality. We're going to show you in Canva how to take pictures on your phone, upload them into Canva, and put them into your documents or put it into your poster. But if it's not a good resolution, if it's grainy, if it looks like one eyeball is to the left and the other one is over to the right, that's probably because the quality, the resolution is poor. We don't want to use that, especially when we're going to print it, because we're seeing something. When we look at a poster and how you're going to be designing on a laptop. And so you're going to see it on this size, but we're going to blow it up to 36 by 36, 3 feet by 3 feet. If it's pixelated, they call it pixelated, where it's like all these little squares, it's going to look horrible when we blow it up. So we're going to talk about the importance of that. And then lastly, create aesthetically pleasing and professional looking movie posters. So I'm a stickler. I will say that. So I'm going to encourage you all to really, we're gonna make this nice. Yes.
I just thought of something when you mentioned taking pictures. If I have like a camera at home, is that cheating? Do I have to use my phone to take the pictures?
No. Is it a digital camera? Or is it a regular?
It's a digital camera.
Oh, that's perfect. That's not cheating. No, use your tools.
I thought everybody had to use their phone.
Oh no. I mean, because if you have a digital camera, and I know that was something they were mentioning, if you wanted to even borrow a digital camera from here, they're going to open that up so that you can utilize, different types of technology and resources to be able to produce the effect you want.
And so how would you use the digital camera using Canva?
So what you would basically, so say for instance, I got a digital camera. I wanted to take a picture of that art right there. I would take a picture of it. Now, the digital camera usually has a cord that you connect using a USB, and you would put it right into your computer, and you could download to your computer and then upload it. And we'll talk about how to upload into Canva. Okay? Yes.
Which camera takes the better photographs, Android or iPhone?
Well, okay. Now it all depends.
I don't want to.
It all depends. Because Android is stepping its game up. Certain Androids are stepping its game up. So I was the early adopter of Samsung. Samsung actually do have some of the best cameras, but I have to give it to iPhone. See, iPhones, and this is what I will say. because my background is graphic design. And so I had a lot of people, or I should say, a number of competitors that tried to take over certain clients I had because they had iPhones. And so they can do certain things with the iPhone that I can do on my Android. But I was taught actually at IUN in graphic design. So I use my computer. So I can do what they can do. I just have to use my computer. So, but I will say my daughter, she can take pictures with her iPhones and they look amazing. And she talks about me because mine don't on my Android. So
We'll work it out.
right, we can work it out. All right. So I have a certain approach that I take to training and to teaching. It's a 4-step approach. It goes by tell me, show me, let me, test me. Okay? So the first part is you have to hear me talk. That's tell me. I'm going to tell you about what we're talking about, right? And I'm going to paint the picture for you. Then show me is where I will demonstrate. Now you can follow along with the demonstration, but that's where you're going to watch me. Then let me is where I'm going to sort of let my hands off and you do it. So you will follow the instructions. I'll put the instructions up on the screen, or even in the training, I'll have a slide where it's if you're online, where it just has the instructions and you can follow the instructions, but I'm still there to guide you along if you need help. And then test me, that's when you're on your own. We take the training wheels off and you get tested. All right? That's where, but it's basically where you apply what you learn. All right. So that's my approach to it. That's how I teach. Now, the other thing is we talked about this a little bit. So this class and this course is hybrid. So it's a mix of what they call in-person, which is what we're doing right now. The other name for in-person is instructor-led. Okay? So I'm in-person, I'm instructor-led because I'm up here. All right? Then you have asynchronous, and then you have synchronous, right? So we will have in-person, then we have asynchronous, which is where you'll be able to access the course online and you'll be able to look at the lessons at any point. So there will be certain lessons where you can look at them at any time. I won't be live though. I won't be live, so you won't be able to communicate with me right then. It will be like pre-recorded video and a pre-recorded lecture. And then we have synchronous. Synchronous is when we're all on at the same time. So what I will tell you is when we have those synchronous learnings in our course schedule, they're labeled as office hours. Okay. It will be on Fridays. For those sessions, it will be that Friday, 3 to 5, the same time we're here today. And those office hours, I'll do a demonstration of something, and then you can ask me questions. But we will be live in the class. Now, if you can't make it, it will be recorded. So you can watch it. But that will be when I'm actively online and able to answer any questions. So some of those office hours are where we're talking about theme. And you want to ask me, okay, does this make sense as far as this theme and how I'm designing this poster? So I can give you feedback. It will also be where you can ask any questions. Say, for instance, you hit a technical difficulty while operating in Canva. I can answer those questions. But the asynchronous, that's on demand. Everybody understand how that rolls?
Yes.
So that's pretty much like what they used to call independent learning. You'll learn on your own, basically. All right? Any questions? Any questions from the online people?
No?
I have a question about the synchronous. Will it be like online, like in Zoom, like you're teaching it, or is it just gonna be that you're there and we're working?
So inside of our learning portal, Moodle, you'll see it'll be a beep, and that's our actual live session. So you'll log in. It's exactly like Zoom, but we won't be using Zoom. We'll be using our Moodle platform.
But I mean, will it be instructor-led
Yep.
online?
Yep, and I'll do a demonstration. So I'll have a mini lesson in there where I'll be actually teaching and doing a demonstration of whatever I'm teaching. And then you'll be able to ask me whatever questions. But I'll be there at that time. We'll all be
That's
there.
better than Zoom,
The online portal,
the mobile.
the Moodle. Moodle is it's so there's has anyone else taken any college classes where you had to do something, submit work online? Okay. And I don't know, I think I use it's called Canvas or something like that. It used to be Blackboard. But it's an online what they call learning management system, LMS, where it houses your lessons. So we're using Moodle. And in Moodle, we have different modules that you do every week. So I have it labeled week 1. And when you log into Moodle, you'll see week 1's assignment. The first part will be the welcome. And you have to mark it as done once you read it. And then the next part is like a discussion forum where I ask you one basic question, you answer the question. It's like introduce yourself. And then you actually have a little quiz in there, and then a little a step-by-step exercise. So and that you will have unlimited attempts and unlimited time to do it, but you'll have those different things to be able to practice. Rita, did you have something? Was that you, Rita?
No, I was just having trouble logging in, but I can talk to you about that later.
Okay. Yeah, we haven't gotten to the login part yet. So if you do have trouble, let me know and we'll walk through that.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. So we have available resources. Now, Rita, and who else is online here? We got Rita. We have our course schedule here that you should be able to download inside of Moodle once you log in. Now here, this is one of your available resources. It's your course schedule. This breaks down each session we have, and it also has a description of what we'll cover in each session and a few of the assignments. You'll also have a weekly assignment outline that will be in the Moodle platform. Exercises in the Moodle platform, as well as the step-by-step instructions for how to sign into Moodle. So how many of you gotten or received the Moodle login process? That handout. Yep.
I got it.
You got it?
I did.
Yeah, perfect. So those are the instructions on how to log into Moodle, our online platform where we'll be housing the courses, doing the office hours, so on and so forth. And then we'll also have a few more things thrown out there. I like to make little micro learnings to teach. I realize that people can learn a lot in 15 minutes and even 5 minutes versus a whole hour. So it's like little short spurts of information so it doesn't overwhelm. All right, you'll have that as well online.
We're gonna go through the first one here.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right, so week 1 agenda. Introduction to the course, we just finished that. Next, we're gonna do the introduction to Moodle. And then hopefully we'll be able to go into the basics of graphic design and then exploring and navigating Canva and basic tools and have a little lab time. All right, so we'll see if we can cover. See how far we go. All right, so lesson 2. Are you all ready? Yeah. All right, so this is our introduction to Moodle. Now, for this lesson, we'll talk about the introduction to Moodle, what it is. We'll do a demonstration of signing into Moodle, and then there'll be a practice session for you to sign in on your own. And hopefully you'll be able to, because then you can actually do your first assignment, and you can do it from your phone. All right. So I sort of went over this a little bit before. Rita, did you have a question?
Well, when I tried to sign in, said that I already had a email address, and I'd never been in Moodle, so I can't figure out how to change my I don't know what to change.
Yeah, well, because we assigned you a password. When you signed up for the class and you provided an email, we assigned you a password. That's what's on the card. So that first
Oh,
card I gave you. So I'm gonna send you this card right here. Oh no. Tatiana's gonna pass out the rest. You got it. So this little flashcard here, I have your password on, and
oh, okay.
we'll be sending you yours. So what we needed was your email address so we can sign you up for the class. And then
Okay.
that way we assigned you to this particular course because we have other courses happening.
Do you want me to send my email address to your email address?
You're using the email that we use to sign up.
To sign up, yep.
So if you
Yeah.
you already have it.
Yes, yes. And we
Oh,
already
okay.
assigned you a password. Yep. So I will send it to you. If you give me a few seconds, I will send it to you in the Zoom chat. I will actually bug Tatiana and see if she could send it to you as a private message in the Zoom chat. All
Okay.
right. All right. So we talked a little bit about what Moodle is. So it's a platform, right? So say for instance, yes.
Could you define platform?
Yes, that's what I'm getting ready to do. That's why I was like, let me think what I can illustrate. My ladies don't want to stay on. Okay. So, say for instance, let's see. Give me one second. Let me go over here. I'm gonna use a prop because I like props. All right. All right. Can everybody see this box?
Yes.
All right. Rita, I have a box. All right. Now, this box is a skinny pop box. All right. Now, this is our platform, right? It's like a box, a container, you may say. And inside the container has different lessons and activities. And so it houses it. That's what the platform means. It houses, or it's one central area that all of your lessons exist in and will be able to operate in. Now, when you do an assignment, you'll throw it in the box. Okay? So you upload it into Moodle. When you do an assignment, like for instance, one of your posters, you'll upload it into Moodle. And it will in Moodle, you'll see it there. We have instructions where it will show you where to upload it. You go into the assignment, it uploads it, and when it uploads it straight to your account. And on my end, I see that it's in your account, and I can look at it. So I can say, "Oh, Tracy turned in her poster from the week," and then I can provide you feedback. A platform is like a central repository. So that's essentially what it is, a central repository for the lessons and the activities that we're doing. Does that make sense?
Does it change? Does it change or is it always the same?
So there are different platforms. We're choosing Moodle because it's more user-friendly. There are other platforms such as Canvas, such as Blackboard, that are not as user-friendly. So this doesn't change. Now, we may change assignments in it, but we have the control. We put what's in it. Yes.
I have a question, but this was a long time ago. I used Moodle.
Mhm.
And I didn't have good experience.
Yeah.
With it because when I would submit work,
It wouldn't
it wouldn't what?
upload and show up on
I
the.
didn't know if it did.
Oh,
or did
yeah.
not.
Okay.
So that's what I'm wondering, is there something in there that was like, okay, did I, because I'd be like, okay, do I go on to the next? Or do I get this? Do I
Yeah.
add more to this?
So that's partially your instructor who set up that class. So on my end, when I set up your work, I have it where it will send you a notification and me a notification when something's been uploaded. It's actually an option. So if your instructor didn't do that, like were you using it as an instructor or were you using it in a class? You were in
He was an instructor.
Yeah. Yeah. So he didn't set it up because it's literally a box you check to say, it says provide notification that they uploaded. And that's it's showing.
Oh, yeah.
So he didn't. That's all.
So you, okay.
but myself and Jessica, we set up LMS systems. That's part of what we do in our daily job. But we noticed that with a lot of college professors, especially.
Yeah.
They usually either have their assistants do it or they do stuff. So, but yeah.
Wait, so we being graded by AI or?
No, it's me. Because I'm funny
I
at
did
it.
take a class.
Yeah, I'm funny at it. I'm not, no, I want to see it and also provide you with a lot of feedback. So it's not, you're not graded by it. Yeah. Right, and it's really good, right, because that's why I'm staying away from the word graded. You don't have, so you'll get it'll say like satisfactory or no, it'll say completed or excelled in completion. It's nothing like A, B, nothing like that. Now the quizzes have percentages, but you have unlimited attempts at the quizzes. And I make them very, very simple. It's really just to make sure you know the steps because you're gonna have to do them so often. So that's it.
Okay, so I have a question. If we miss one of the instructor-led sessions, are you recording it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that is the goal, to record all of them so that you can always go back to them. And part of it is because this is our first launch of doing this. So I've taught Canva and I've taught graphic design, but they're usually like advanced classes. And so we are really trying to fine tune to market it to different groups. And so we're streamlining and pulling out what needs to be. So yes, we are going to have fun with this. So, and because you all are the first one of this cohort, we really want to sort of gauge how the next ones will either have more information or have less. All right. So the other part is, like we mentioned, the importance of logging in to access your course. It is important. If you don't log in, you won't see, and you'll be left out in the cold. We don't want you left out in the cold. All right. All right. So I'm going to walk you through. This is my tell me portion, right? So I'm going to tell you the steps. You see it up here, but you also have them on your cheat sheet, on that little sheet there for the Moodle login process. So step one, access the internet on your computer, phone, or laptop. So you open up that browser, whether you use Microsoft Edge, whether you use Google Chrome, whatever it is. And then you're going to type in the URL. So as many of you see, and you can underline and highlight it, if you type in https:// the Stage Incubator.moodlecloud.com and /login, you should go to the Moodle interface. You have your computer?
Yeah, I accidentally left my phone in the car.
Oh, yeah. If you
But I
have
brought my computer.
Okay. I got an email saying that to download the Moodle app.
So you have
is
the
it better
option.
to use the app? Or
I know.
you don't?
I'm an instructor. I
Did
don't.
you do that?
I don't. I use it on my devices. But part of it is because I don't like storing, I have good memory because I have so many other things on my phone. Until you get a different version. Like it doesn't look the same to me.
Okay.
So that's why I use it. I either use it on my tablet or I use it on my phone.
Okay, now it said log in.
Okay, so now mind you, I'm just walking you through. I'm telling you, this is the tell me part. You have your speakers right here. Oh. So part of the Moodle cloud is a semicolon. Yeah. So
Same thing.
Okay, now I see.
yes.
It's there all the top to log in.
And the password we have here, is it case sensitive?
Yes, it is case sensitive.
Password is this password, is that correct?
No underline. Where do you have underline?
This password.
It's just telling you to uppercase, so.
Yes, so if you have a capital S, it would be capital S for silver and a capital S for screener.
It's
It's the same as on here.
my name and my password.
No,
okay, she said slash one is the next.
A name or
Yeah.
She didn't put anything else after that, that was on the board.
What?
Okay.
your name.
No, that's password. Okay, so it said, put your name in there. So yeah, you use my name on my email.
It was invalid.
You get it like that, customer order. You like that? Yeah.
It didn't come up.
You gotta go to the site when you type all that in. She went to the site.
The Google site,
No, would you type it in first?
I typed it, but it couldn't pull it up. I did it, it just said the site, I couldn't get it, I'll put it back in. Let me see the stage.
Yes. Gretchen, what says your Moodle cloud site name? What is that?
Long time. Rush it in.
I'll be over there just so you know. Cause it should be that, it just that. I'm gonna walk you through it.
I put it on my email. And then the password, that's log in, the
Okay, I'll try that.
email that you use, her, password.
That's it.
Yeah, your email.
I shouldn't put .com. .com. But when they say the site name, do they want your email? It says site name. I know the password is this, but it says site.
Yes, your Moodle cloud site name is your, email.
I know, but
So you
It's the email that we have.
Is this right?
Are we supposed to respond to this? Is this your first time here thing?
Yes. Okay, so, yeah.
I cannot get my username and this password to go through. It says invalid login. Yeah.
You had to.
The cookies, you don't have to, but it's better if you do. So yours is supposed to be.
No.
So you're
Jane.
going to.
I put my
Jane.
email.
Okay, your email.
First time I put it in, it wouldn't go through until I used the capital. It's case sensitive. The password is case sensitive, so make sure you use it.
Yeah, I have capital S, right?
Yeah.
It's all
Yeah.
wrong.
Let me see, now let me see.
No space.
Okay. No, not between SilverScreener, but.
Double checking.
No space through any of it.
Okay, but she has.
Yeah, it looks
So
like.
there's my email.
I think so. Mine did.
Invalid username.
Yes.
Is that screener?
Tatiana, do you have spaces?
So like they don't.
Right?
That's right.
It just looks like SilverScreener, like written on there.
Yes.
And
Okay,
then
so-
capital S, capital S.
Is that the email that you brought?
No space.
Are you getting it?
Yes, no spaces, no spaces, but it has to be capital S. Silver and capital
I ain't
S.
got far. Let me see, make sure I got the password.
Okay, hold on.
SilverScreener.
They keep saying invalid login.
Give me one, you have an invalid login too?
SilverScreener, so.
Oh, she got it.
Now what?
You got it.
Yeah.
Invalid user. He said invalid password.
So.
You're not leaving any spaces for the silver screen, right? Yeah, I got it. Right.
That is your,
Email.
email that you use to sign up on this.
Screener, yeah, no, that's okay.
So I have to
But
subscribe.
I can do face. That's what
And then hit return.
No discussion.
The same thing. Like, can I look at your name?
It didn't go through the first time I did it either.
Did you put your username in? So does it? There.
But I might have,
C-R,
I can't really see all these little things right now.
I know what you mean.
You never heard of that.
Yeah, log in.
That's my, yeah. I want to say, that's a thing.
Jane, were you able to get in? No, still?
So, they want to smile, but no.
Okay.
Rather username and password. Don't like your password.
It don't like the password. All right, Rita, I'm gonna stop sharing just for a minute so I can check.
All right, so here we go. Now we've sort of gone through those steps of logging into Moodle. And as you saw at the end of that workshop, we were just getting started. This gave a little bit of, some of our audience, some of our learners, a little bit of issues. We hit some hiccups with just dealing with what the website was to enter and the actual username and password that you needed. That username, we scheduled it or we assigned it to be a part of your email address that you used when you signed up for the class. So I'm displaying this slide, logging in to Moodle to remind you to use the email that you used to sign up for the class. This can be the email you use every day, or this could be another email. But we want to make sure that you use the email that you use to sign up for the class. That is going to be your username. And then you're going to enter your password. Now, you should have received an email from Moodle from our class with to your email that you signed up with that has your password in it. If you do not, you can always request another password. Now I'm going to go to the next slide. We're going to cover a few pieces here, and then I have a separate lesson that you can view that will show you again how to sign into Moodle and how to actually go through and see what classes you have assigned to you and your assignments. So again, once you log into Moodle, utilizing the website that we have, so that website again, once you go into the internet, either on your computer, phone, or laptop, you'll go to https:// the Stage Incubator .moodlecloud.com/login. That is where you will then enter your username, which is your email address, and then you will enter your password. Make sure you remember to keep your login details secure. Lastly, you'll go to My Courses up at the top, and then you'll click on the course name to access the page. Ours is called SilverScreeners Filmmakers. Now, again, I am going to have another lesson inside of our courses, and I'll send it to you via email where you can view me actually doing a demonstration of how to properly log in and log out of Moodle. So here is where we're going to end the video. Thank you again for watching. Thank you again for partaking in this. We are so excited about our upcoming lessons. If you have any questions, feel free to email us at any time. thestageincubator@gmail.com. and we will get right back to you as soon as we can. Thank you. Well, I hope you learned a lot. Thank you for joining the Stage Incubator and viewing a part of our digital literacy series. We really appreciate you being here and thank you for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us at thestageincubator@gmail.com. And don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Again, we want to thank our sponsors and our partners, the Indiana Arts Commission, the Center for Urban and Regional Excellence, and VOCART, the Volunteers Office for Community Accessibility, Resource, and Training. We hope to see you at our next session and stay tuned for more things to come.